the channel. Hey, I'm still alive. Thanks for everybody inquiring about me. We're gonna feed these cows and scrape up all this slop. Stick around to the end of the video. I'll explain everything that's happened to me and what's still going on. I got a lot of swollen joints. I'm not overly mobile, kind of limping around. I'm just doing what I can to help these guys. But I rest assured I'll be back. But stick around. I'll explain what happened. It's just, I think it was a bit of bad luck. So I'm trying to work through it. But let's get these cows fed and scrape this manure up. We'll get home. Have been busy. They topped off these 2 hay silos with third cutting, prime third cutting. They did that all without me, busting their butts, man. I tell you, still pulling out of that ag bag what's left of it. We're getting low, trickling that corn silage in with the haylage and high moisture grain. Get back in that machine and keep going. Believe it or not, it's a challenge just getting in this machine. I parked by the curb. I've learned how to kind of do it. Step off the curb onto here. It's a pain when you got bad legs, a bad hand. Okay, that's enough in that bunk. Let's fire this other belt feeder up here. It's always been a challenge the last few days. Put it in there with my arm. Got it. Let this grain down. Let this hay silo down. That's a new winch they put on. I guess the other one locked up when they were pulling it up. Put that on. Lucky the whole unloader didn't fall from the top, but it's stuck there 3 feet from the top. He cabled off that cable to the silo, and then he put a new winch on. And now we're switched over. Girls are here at the bread basket getting all the droppings, the good stuff. Run this down a few different times, it'll be full. We got to get the rest of this manure scraped up. See if we can't get back in this thing. skid steer. That right side's filling up pretty good. You go in here and you push this plow, fill up the other side. Oh, yeah. There you go. Back over by this hay silo. Let's let this hay silo down some more. Let her eat. Getting low on corn, so we're gonna pour the corn silage. So we're gonna pour the haylage and high moisture grain to them. That's enough feed. I gotta walk around these silos here and shut this tractor and wagon off. It's got the corn silage in it. It takes a while to get around there. No, I'm not hopping conveyors, jumping through free stalls like I used to, but I'll get there. Made it. Now we got to shut everything else off. So the last couple weeks in my absence, first cutting we chop, we fill the first silo, the third silo all the way up. Second cutting, we dry all that pure alfalfa down. It's in that barn right there. I trickle a bale in the barnyard, especially in the winter, once a day. Helps them eat dry hay. Gives them they're still eating the silage, but it helps them, I think, clean their stomach out. We don't get a lot of DAs, and I think that's part of the reason. So 2 months later is now third cutting. Them silos are down, the two hays were down about a third. So what they did is they've got our prime hay, 170 acre field, and then 3 other fields that make up about 70. That's your prime chopping hay. So 70 and 70, well, 70 for the one. It had the one that was thinner, a field that was thinner that made up the 3. The one big 70 didn't take all that. They got a lot of that laid out. So we're gonna be round balanced a lot of third. So those are full. Those guys, you know, usually I do all the silos. I'm a big part of it. You know, we've got they're using this tractor, and we've got 9 of them 716A chopper wagons. But they had to do what they had to do. I'm proud of them. Nothing else I can say. They couldn't wait around. They're pulling double duty. They're chopping, they're filling, they're milking, and I'm just trying to get better. Let's head home. I'll give you an explanation of really what transpired the past few weeks. Guys, I made it back to my office. Cows are fed for the night. My brother's in there milking them with Mark's boy, Jack. So here's the gist. Right now my ankles, my knees, and my wrists are throbbing. So what happened was 3 weeks ago, remember I was telling you I was going to the fair for Farm Bureau, buy a steer for 4-H? Well, I went there, ate a buyer's dinner. I'm not sure if that's where I got it or if I got it at home, but I don't know anybody else that got sick. I got salmonella poisoning, and that knocked me out for a week. That was 7 days. I didn't know what it was. I was being stubborn. I thought it was the flu. I thought it was just going to go away in a couple days. Flu don't last that long. 4 days into it, man, I came into the farm every day. I was trying to work. Really, it was foolish to do. I didn't know. They tested my stool. There was blood in it, and then it was tested for salmonella. I got over that on a Friday. I had 2 good days. I milked, so I owed my brothers some milkings because they were covering for me. Because I mean, my stomach was ripped up, and it was just that salmonella poisoning was one of the worst things that I've ever been through, really, until what happened next. I had 2 good days. It was Mom's memorial, you know, 1 year ago. So we were going to my brother's for that. I hadn't eaten in a week, you know, so I started to feel good. So I ate, there was some bratwurst there. There was, what was there, hot dogs, meatballs. Ate that. The next day, my wrist, you still see it swollen now. It's my dominant hand. I'm left-handed. This thing swelled up twice, 3 times this size. This thing was huge. Didn't know what was going on. Went to the ER, urgent care. They thought I had gout. from not eating for a week and then eating a bunch of pork and meatballs and drank some milk, and I had a bunch of cheese. They thought I had gout. They put me on steroids. Had a couple decent days, and then the hand never went down. My ankle started swelling up. I was in big trouble. Went back there and they said, I don't know what's going on with you. You might have to go to the hospital. So Rochelle took me down to the hospital, Ann Arbor Veterans Hospital, one of the best hospitals in the country, right next door to U of M. All the doctors in the Veterans Hospital are all U of M accredited. And so it was, I didn't know. I knew there was one in Detroit and there was one in Saginaw, or there was one way down in Ann Arbor, and I knew they were really good. Went down there, tested and tested. I spent 4 days there, and they thought that maybe I had a blood disease or something. They couldn't put their finger on it. By that time, my knees swelled up, my ankles, and my wrists. I mean, I couldn't even walk when I went in there. They pulled me in a wheelchair. You know, if you got a bad joint on your one leg and a bad joint, a bad ankle on the other, you're double wounded. You can't even move. I mean, I've never had that problem. And then on top of it, I had this hand. I couldn't hold on to stuff. So they wheeled me in there, stayed 4 days. After all that testing of the blood, no bacteria was growing on that, so there was nothing there. Ended up being called reactive arthritis. My body beat off the salmonella poisoning, and it was so depleted. And they think with all the stress, the farm, and you know, my mom's memorial, I was just shot, and my body started overcompensating. It started attacking itself. So that's what I'm dealing with, but I think it's slowly getting better. I'm learning to deal with it. It's just ibuprofen. So it has to leave your body on its own. They got in there, it could take 2 weeks. You know, today's 2 weeks, or it could take up to 4 months. So I'm just hoping that it's just gonna go away someday. But you know, when you wake up in the mornings are the worst. If anybody, you guys probably been in pain, and I never have, but I understand in the morning it takes a while to get going. That ankle and that knee and our wrist, my dominant hand. So it's not fun, but I'm trying to stay positive. I got Rochelle, my fiance, taking care of me. She's at the hospital with me every day. She couldn't stay. I have my kids home. Baby Grant, 5 months. He's been just the best, you know, hang out with. I'm still going to the farm, but I think tomorrow I'm going to try to lay up most of the day, and hopefully I'll be able to get in there the next day and put in some additional hours, because, you know, an hour or so I'm beat, man. My legs are shot. So it's just reactive arthritis, and I got to get rid of it. Thanks for tuning in. I thought I'd fill you in. I don't know when I'll do another video. I've just been tired lately, and a little mentally beat up, but I'm trying to come out of it. You know, I'm not gonna let this defeat me. Farmfocus.com for this tumbler, shirt, hat. They got a sale going on, 10% off the entire order. I think the discount code is 10 off. Try that. If not, email Farm Focus. Like I said, a lot of you guys have been reaching out to me, reaching out to Farm Focus, worried about me. I appreciate it. You're kind of keeping me going, you know. I'm going to do the best I can to come out of this. You know, it's hard to focus on filming when you can't even barely get up in that thing, you know. But I had to put this video out because a lot of you guys have been asking. And, you know, I went hard for a year straight. And then, so it just goes to show you, you know, you need your R&R when you can get it. And I kind of messed up on that, but I'm going to get it going again. So take care. See you next video. God bless.